No, ladies and gentlemen, you are not dreaming. You are seeing it right. Terry McLaurin and Adam Peters are talking for the first time publicly. Let's talk about it.
Shout out to Juan Gotti Talking Sports. You know what it is. Shout out Juan Gotti Talking Sports.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career and he's already milking injuries? Like,
stop saying my name, you dick rhyme bastard.
So yesterday, the Washington Commanders had the inter squad scrimmage, and a big takeaway from that game was actually not the game itself. It was Terry McLaurin finally spotted talking with Adam Peters, and I know that got a lot of people excited because you know what? A team down there in Dallas can't say so. Their guy that they asked to be traded said, "I don't want to be here." Our guy that put in a trade request wants to be here, and he's here, and he's talking to the general manager, the person that he and his agent are going back and forth to get the number right. I'm just trolling with Dallas. I'm not being serious about their situation, or maybe I am. But for my Washington Commanders fans that have been stressing, that have been, worried that we would lose Terry McLaurin, I hope this again makes you relax. See, me personally, throughout this whole process, I've never been panicking. I've never thought a deal wasn't going to get done. I never thought that. Had never crossed my mind. And something like this kind of reassures that I'm not tripping. Right? Like Terry McLaurin talking to Adam Peters. Who knows what they were talking about? I know everyone probably assumes it's the contract situation, but I'm more than certain it's probably not. I wouldn't say Terry McLaurin isn't having contact with Adam Peters, but I know more so than anything else, it's his agent and Adam Peters that are having the direct contact. Now again, it's not to say Terry McLaurin doesn't have say, because of course he does, but at the end of the day, he's probably not going to go up to Adam Peters and say, "Hey, why my money ain't this, that, and third." Now if he was representing himself, it'd be different. So I say that to say they were talking yesterday publicly for the first time, and it may or may have not been exactly what you thought it was about the conversation they had. Who knows what they had, but the fact that they are talking and the fact that they are having communication gives you some sort of confidence that it will get done. Now again, it is August 13th. When this situation first started out, didn't think August 13th would we still be having these issues, these problems, these questions, these concerns. I thought the deal would have been done. But at the end of the day, the thing that matters most is that 17 will be back out there at some point, and hopefully it's before week 1. Now, we did get a little bit of a nugget yesterday. Shout out to Lionel Willingham and Rio Robinson, as Lionel Willingham said that he got word that Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin is throwing in the bubble every single day. And you know what? That kind of makes me happy to hear that, because as a fan that felt like it could be a little bit of a slow start between those two guys, that was very good to hear, because from a fan that felt like it could be a little bit of a slow start for those two guys, given the fact that Terry has missed so much time in camp, I thought, start the season, probably won't pick up where they left off. Probably will be a little bit of some miscommunication. Probably be a little bit of a slow start. But no, it may not even be that. As, again, every day, per Lionel Willingham, they're throwing, they're catching, they're figuring out ways to get better, improve. And that's an interesting one, because that means Terry's been there. We just haven't seen him outside of the times in which he comes out for practice, to watch, or to sign autographs. So times where I've been in Ashburn, 3 times today or this summer, and we thinking Terry isn't there. He is in the building. It's just probably not out there. He's probably just working inside. And that's the thing that, again, doesn't worry me one bit in terms of the work ethic of Terry and worrying about, is he going to stay sharp? Is he still in shape? We already know Terry McLaurin's going to take care of himself. He looks magnificent in shape right now. Yesterday, when you laid eyes on him for the inner squad scrimmage, you just know it was burning him up. He couldn't play. And I hope they understand, as the offense got dominated yesterday, like, this is what I mean when I say we have no choice but to sign Terry McLaurin. So whether you believe the numbers is what they should be, or he's asking for too much, or you're on the side of the fence that feels like he's not asking for enough, or he should get what he deserves, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we need 17. And that's been apparent the whole entire training camp. In the preseason game, it was pretty put on display. Like, these reserves, without Terry, without Noah Brown, without Deebo Samuel, what are we looking at? It's Chris Moore dropping passes. It's KJ Osborne. It's Luke McCaffrey. It's Ben Sinnott, who I think is going to have a really good year too. But it's Ja'Cory Brooks, who I'm excited about. That it's Ja'Cory in them when it comes to the reserves. But in terms of the starters, it's Deebo in them. Deebo, Zach Ertz in them, and gang. Man, we need to get 17 under contract, bro. Like, it doesn't matter at this point what his age is, how much he want. Get it done, man. It's no longer June. It's no longer July prior to camp. We're literally in the heart of camp. We already had a preseason matchup take place. 2 more. And we need him. So, it was exciting to see eyes laid on 17. It was exciting to see him talk to Adam Peters for the first time publicly since this whole dispute. Who knows exactly what they were talking about, but the fact that they were having conversation, again, is encouraging, and it should tell you all you need to know about him being here, and Adam Peters wanting him here, and Terry McLaurin wanting to be here in Washington. It should let you know all that, because again, had he not want to be here, and had he been so fed up, he would have put a Micah Parsons. Just saying. Again, Dallas fans, I do not want to be here. That's what Micah Parsons said. That's not what Terry McLaurin ever said. But getting into the inner squad scrimmage yesterday, it was very impressive of the setup. And I hope this is something that we do quite often moving forward, as it gives you game-like situations and opportunities for players and coaches to be in positions that they probably wouldn't normally be, right? Tavita Pritchard, Brian Johnson in charge of the offensive side of the ball. Certain players like Jeremy Reeves getting extensive, and I mean extensive, work with the ones. And hey, don't stop me now, but what if Jeremy Reeves finally is getting the first team opportunities this season? Right? Like, when I was in camp the other day, he got first team reps again, and he was looking stellar. And I've always said that about Jeremy Reeves. Not to say that he's just this superstar level safety and he's going to come in and be amazing. But I've always felt like Revo deserved an opportunity to play more than just special teams, especially with that 2020 group when he came in, when it was him and DeShazer Everett for a pitch. And he looked good, right? Like, another thing that has perplexed me the most about the reason why he's not getting the opportunities is the fact that our safety room has never been in a position to where you can X out of Jeremy Reeves. It's not like we have a Baltimore Ravens safety room. It's not like we have a Denver Broncos secondary. Like, we didn't have this superstar-studded safety room and secondary to where Revo could just get pushed down, right? Reasons as to why DeShays Everett had the opportunities he had, right? Landon Collins and slew of other guys. And Revo patiently waited his turn. And Joe Witt said it this offseason. He's like, I have to find ways to get these guys opportunities on the field. And Revo was the first one up, man. So keep an eye out for Revo. Keep an eye out for Revo. But get into some of these notes about the inner squad scrimmage. Sam Hartman, who started for the Gold team, had the most consistent day of the quarterbacks. He was crisp, accurate, and ran to the second string offense on 2 scoring touchdowns. He even scrambled in a score to put the team up 14-0. The Commanders separated practice into 2 quarters. So that's encouraging for Sam Hartman, as who I feel like up until this point has been struggling in camp. Again, the times I was in Ashburn, he did not look good, right? Specifically, it was this one play where he had a wide open receiver in the end zone and he just overshot him by 20 miles. Didn't know who he was throwing to. And you can hear the crowd letting him have it at camp, and he put his head down and kind of was letting it get to him. And then in the game, of course, he didn't look pretty as well. His day looks drastically different if KJ Osborne and Chris Moore catches those passes, but he didn't look good overall. So it's good to see him looking sharp. And you peeped how they said he looked the best out of all the quarterbacks, right? And I'm sure Jaden had some woes and whatnot, but I feel like a lot of it probably was due to his supporting cast or lack thereof. Continuing on, it says Brian Johnson was the Gold team's offensive coordinator, and he was in his bag of tricks. In the first quarter of the play, with the offense in the red zone, he called a play that featured tight end Colson Yanko flipping a completed pass for Hartman back to Casimir Allen to get into the 5-yard line. Washington Gold team running back had plenty of room to run through this morning. Running back Chris Rodriguez scored the first touchdown of the day on a power option to the left. Hartman pitched it out for the former 6th-round pick who ran it in untouched. So it seemed as if the offense, at least for the Gold team, started off pretty solid. Right, it started off pretty well. Now let's see where it went downhill, because the defense clearly dominated today. It says the Gold team's defense made life difficult for Jaden Daniels and the Burgundy team offense. They recorded 3 sacks on the day. That included 2 on Daniels' final drive of the first quarter. But they also put pressure on Daniels to get to the ball out of his hands quickly. Bobby Wagner got in Daniels' face. An overthrow to Deebo Samuel, who was wide open, likely would have scored had the pass been on target. Von Miller also forced the pressure that resulted in a drop from Zach Ertz on 4th down. Quarterback Mikey Samerstead was also all over the field to start the day with 2 pass breakups intended for Deebo Samuel and KJ Osborne. Now, I love this, right? I love that Jaden didn't go out there and light it up for multiple reasons. One, it shows that he's human. It shows that he has to improve on some things, and it shows competition on the defensive side of the ball. Because let's keep it real. If JD5 was just out there lighting it up, you'll be happy because he's doing his thing. But you'll be like, man, what's up with this defense? Especially after going up against the team in Foxborough, New England, during practice, and they allowed the defense or offense of Drake May and Keyshawn Booty and the rest of those guys go off on you. It's kind of be concerning if the defense didn't show a pulse, and they did. And Von Miller, he gave Josh Connolly Jr. his welcome to the NFL moment, which is damn good in its right self for the young fella Josh Connolly. Going up every day against a Von Miller who really can say they have the ability and opportunity to go up against a first ballot every single day in practice. That's going to ultimately turn Josh Connolly Jr. into a stud. And same for Jaden Daniels, right? Going up against Bobby Wagner, who's not going to be easy, who's not going to take a foot off the gas, and going up against a guy like Mikey Samerstead, who's going to talk his trash, who's going to get up in your face, who's going to let you hear it. It's only going to turn him up. So yeah, he had one bad play on that drive in terms of overthrowing Deebo, which sucks because you like to see him complete it. But I'm more impressed that the defense actually showed up and actually looked the part yesterday. And it says the Burgundy team's best day came at the start of the second quarter of play, Tyler Biotis cleared the way for Brian Robinson on a screen that drew the offense closer to middle field. Osborne hauled in an explosive pass from Daniels, giving the Burgundy team its best field position of the day. However, Daniels threw 3 incompletions on the final 4 throws. His final throw of the day was to Michael Gallup, who was short of the first down. So that was pretty much the notes from the Burgundy and Gold scrimmage. And for the most part, it felt like the defense pretty much dominated, and I love to hear it. Again, it's cool to see your offense dominating, but we already know what the offense is. So to see the defense showing up and making life hard for the offense, it's only going to create competition and create better for the squad. So as always, me and boy Juan Gotti, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel on the road to 11,000 subscribers. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington Commanders. Help me get there as soon as possible. Peace.
Never gave a ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a lawn.